Inshallah, in tonight's Masa'ib, I would like to speak about the Imam arriving in Karbala. You see, today was the day that Abu Abdullah had arrived in the land of Karbala. The Masa'ib of Karbala begins today. So the Imam is now, as we discussed, was stopped by Hur, diverted towards Karbala. The Imam is going on his horse. All of a sudden, his horse stops. His horse is not moving any forward. So the Imam starts to ask the people of Bani Asad, who were the people living in the land of Karbala at the time. He said, what is the place of this land? What is it called? They would say, this is called the land of Dus. Does it have another name? They say, this is called the land of Nainawa. The Imam says, does it have another name? They say, Bi-arde Karban wa Bala. This is the land of Karbala. At that moment, the Imam stops. Tears begin to flow down the eyes of our Imam. He gets off his horse. He says, Ya Abbas, this is where we will stay. Ya Abbas, this is where we will stop. My grandfather Rasulullah told me about the land of Karbala and what will happen to me and my family members. Ya Abbas, set up the tents. This is our final resting place. Then the Imam would walk and take his ashab through the land of Karbala. He would point towards a certain area and he would say, this is where my Abbas will be killed. Then he would point to another area and he would say, this is where my Aliyun al-Akbar will be killed. Then he would point towards a certain area and he would say, this is where my baby Aliyun al-Asghar will be killed. Then he points, this is where Qasim will be killed. This is where Owen Mohammed will be killed. This is where my companions will be killed. This is where Sakina will be slapped. This is where the tents will be burnt. This is where the oppression will occur. And the Imam finally reaches one place, but before he says anything, the companions turn towards Abu Abdullah. They say, Ya Hussain, what is this land? What is this area? The Imam says, why do you ask? They say, it looks like as if somebody has cleared this land for you. It looks like as if somebody has cleaned this area. What is this area? The Imam replies back, he says, my mother Zahra has cleared this area, for this is the land where I will die. Imam Hussain says to the tribe of Bani Asad, he says, oh Bani Asad, when I die and the Qafla has left, can you guys do me a favor? Can you please bury me and my companions and my family members? So after Karbala, after the events of Ashura take place, after Sham-e-Ghariba, after the Ahlul Bayt are taken to Kufa, Bani Asad come out of their houses to bury the Imam and his family members. But they don't know who is who. Why? Because no body has a head. We don't know whose body belongs to which person. They are all just pieces of flesh and bones scattered across the lands of Karbala. How do we know which body belongs to which individual? All of a sudden, they see a man coming from the distance. They turn and see. They run away thinking it's the enemy. They're thinking it's the commanders of the Yazid's army. When this man comes close, they ask, who are you, O man? He says, Ana Sayyidus Sajideen. I am Imam Zainul Abidin. I am Ali ibn al-Hussain. Why are you here, O Imam? He says, I am here to help you bury my father. O Bani Asad, create 3 graves. So they dig 3 graves. In the first grave, I want you to place Habib ibn Madahir, the companion of my father. He deserves his own grave. In the second grave, I want you to place Abul Fadl al-Abbas. Somebody once went to Karbala. He saw the grave of Abul Fadl al-Abbas. It wasn't very long. The grave of Abbas was very, very short. So he goes to one of the scholars. He says, oh, I have a question. They say, what's that question? They say that whenever we hear about Karbala, we always hear that Hazrat Abbas was so tall that when he used to sit on his horse, his feet used to touch the ground. He was over 7 foot tall, but his grave is not very long. Why is this? The scholar replies back by saying, when they were about to bury the body of Abul Fadl Abbas, his body was cut into so many pieces. When they used to lift up the left side, the right used to fall. When they lift the right, the left used to fall. So this grave that we have, it is just pieces of Abbas gathered together in the grave. Then comes the final part, the third grave. Who for Abu Abdullah al-Hussain? Imam Sajjad says to Bani Asad, all of you leave. I am the only man that is allowed to perform this task. Only the Imam can bury another Imam. Please leave.
Hussain.